Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Berkeley County Board of Education meeting this Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. I call this meeting to order. I declare a quorum of members are present, and the media has been notified according to the Freedom of Information Act. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. McQuillan. I didn't hear, and a second by Ms. Littleton.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any changes, additions, deletions from the minutes? From the meeting? Any discussion? Hearing none, call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Nay. The ayes have it. We'll now move on to the approval of the minutes for the board meeting on January 6, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Littleton, a second by Ms. Davenport to approve the meeting minutes for the board meeting on January 6, 2025. This is where, are there any additions, deletions, or changes to the board meeting minutes? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 2 on the agenda is the superintendent's report. Dr. Dixon, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening to our Board of our Trustees and citizens of Berkeley County. I wanted to first, as always, thank our teacher forum representatives who are here with us, as I can see virtually. And so we wanted to recognize Patty Boyd and Rebecca Krosky for their attendance, and we always appreciate our representatives being a part. We are closely monitoring, as you can tell, the weather. We're getting constant updates, and we will, as an administration, convene again tomorrow morning to make some determinations, have some discussion, and develop some communication for our families regarding any further what our next steps would be based on the pending weather. We always thank our families and the community for their patience, understanding, and support. And I just want to personally thank the Board of Trustees for always engaging and helping make these the difficult decisions. And you just want to make sure you get them right when you make a call. Also, I wanted to finally just thank Teacher Forum again. They invited Cabinet to their Teacher Forum retreat, their professional development last week, and we were able to attend. We had some very healthy, intentional, and positive dialogue and conversation with the members there. And it was a great time to get to know each other, talk about our commonalities in education and our commonality in terms of our vision of making a positive difference. That concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dixon. We'll now move to standing committee reports. First, a report from the Committee on Academics and Innovation. Chair Kathy Littleton, you are recognized.
Madam Chairwoman, the Committee on Academics and Innovation met on January 6, 2025. And on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the Head Start Budget Expenditure Report for November 2024, Head Start Credit Report for November 2024, prospective new hires, and refunding application.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the identified schools' continuous improvement plans, turnaround plans, to be submitted to the Office of School Transformation by the deadline of January 30th, 2025.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion on the school improvement plan, turnaround plans? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Madam Chairwoman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Littleton. Next is the Committee on Finance and Human Resources. Chairman Michael Ramsey, you are recognized.
Madam Chairwoman, the Committee on Finance and Human Resources met January 6, 2025. And on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the out-of-state travel as presented by administration.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion on the out-of-state travel? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Madam Chairwoman, that concludes my report.
Excellent. Next is the Committee on Capital Planning. Mr. Baker sent me an email in writing prior to the meeting to recuse himself. And so Mr. McQuillan participated on this committee meeting, and I asked him to read the report.
Madam Chairwoman, the Committee on Capital Planning met January 6, 2025, and on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the award of RFQ 713-2425 for the A&E services for the building additions and renovations at Berkeley High School to Mosley Architects of South Carolina and Goose Creek High School to FW Architects Incorporated.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the award of RFQ 715-2425 for the roof design services for Sangaree Elementary School to WM Building Envelope Consultants, LLC.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Madam Chairwoman, that concludes the report.
Excellent. We are now on to the board chair update. Wanted to remind everyone of the yearly ethics reporting deadline, which is March 31st, 2025. It is now open, and you can go ahead and make your report. So please remember to do that. Second is the special committee to name 2 new schools. I reached out to all board members and have been able to assign all board members as requested. So the Nexton School, Angelina Davenport, Cindy Coates, Kathy Littleton, and Joe Baker all responded that they would like to participate on that committee. So that is the committee of 4. And for the Jedburgh School, Michael Ramsey, Yvonne Bradley, Joe Baker, and Cindy Coates responded that they would like to participate on that committee. So those are the 2 4-person committees for naming the schools. The policy calls for the committee to take input and bring back 3 to 5 naming recommendations to the full board, and then the full board will vote on the naming of the school when the committee brings the report back. So thank you everyone for responding and wanting to serve on a committee. We are now at item number 7, motion to adjourn.
Move.
So
Made
moved.
motion.
Motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Walford. I'll give you a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, 8-0. We are adjourned.